Let's close as we always do here on Inside Politics. Head around the table, ask our great reporters, get you out ahead of the big political news just around the corner. Nia Malika Henderson.
Tim Kaine's schedule obviously filling up. He's with Hillary Clinton now in Philadelphia doing that Rust Belt tour. On Monday, he kicks off a tour. He's going to be in Virginia, Richmond, which of course is where he was mayor. Then he'll go to Florida. Then he'll go to North Carolina. Then he'll go to Michigan. This gives a sense of how the Hillary Clinton campaign thinks they can use him, which is essentially everywhere in some ways, but particularly in those Sun Belt states like North Carolina, like Virginia, and like Florida. His Spanish will come in handy there, and as well as his civil rights background and connection to the African-American community.
Interesting to watch how he is on the trail, Dan.
I sat down with Robbie Mook yesterday and we talked about a number of things, including the electoral map, and I asked him what are the most important states in your estimation, and he went through part of what we talked about. Florida, Ohio, and Virginia. To me, what it said was, A, they're concentrating on the big states with the big numbers, and they're not kind of looking around for other opportunities before they nail down and block Donald Trump's path if they can do it.
Disciplined blocking move. Smart, smart, Manu.
John, I sat down with the Senate Democratic leader yesterday, Harry Reid, and he really went to town on a lot of different subjects. He criticized the DNC for being unfair to Bernie Sanders and his supporters. He thought that Debbie Wasserman Schultz should have resigned 6 weeks ago. He said he also criticized, not surprisingly, Donald Trump. He called him dumb for his comments about Russia and accessing and releasing Hillary Clinton's emails. And interestingly, he split with President Obama on the Trump strategy. He thinks that Donald Trump represents the Republican Party when President Obama made very clear that Donald Trump does not represent the Republican Party, trying to reach out to those voters. Interesting division between the two party leaders over how to deal with Donald Trump going
That's
forward.
because Harry Reid's trying to Velcro Donald Trump to all those Senate candidates.
Right.
Senate candidates out
Trying to
there,
get the
Molly.
majority back. Well, we talked a lot about the white working class vote, particularly white working class men in those Rust Belt states. Hillary is notably weak with these voters, losing them by as much as 2-to-1 or more, 10 to 15 points weaker than Barack Obama with white working class men. So how does she fix that? I've been talking to some labor leaders, some AFL-CIO campaigners who've been studying this vote, trying to figure out what messaging resonates with these voters. They say you can't get them to like Hillary. The case to make is, first of all, based on economic interest, based on policy, and second of all, to say, get serious. This election is not a joke. Try to get them to take seriously a candidacy, the Trump candidacy, that many people aren't taking seriously. That all that being said, Trump's support is so solid with these voters that they think that she can only peel off a few percentage points.
That's interesting. We'll watch how that plays out. Joe Biden tried to make that point. And Hillary Clinton, even last night, said a lot of people have been laughing at Donald Trump. Stop laughing at him. Let me close with something that follows a little bit on that. What is Hillary Clinton's top post-convention priority? Well, follow the candidate and follow the money spent by her friends. The bus trip we just talked about is targeting small towns and swing voters. Secretary Clinton is currently losing independents by 18 points in the CNN ORC poll we conducted right after the Republican convention. Now, remember, it's right after the convention, so that number's probably a little high. We'll see what happened during the Democratic convention. But the goal now is to get back more to where President Obama was in 2012. President Obama lost independence to Mitt Romney by 5 points and still won the election convincingly. That's where Secretary Clinton wants to get. And watch the pro-Clinton super PAC, Priorities USA. It is, as we speak, cutting some new post-convention ads focusing on national security, casting Clinton as a steady hand and Trump as unfit to be commander-in-chief. The goal? Move the numbers with those independents and more moderate swing voters.